When art is made accessible to the public, it has the unique ability to inform and inspire us, to see ourselves reflected in the beauty of a poetic lyric, to let our hearts beat to the pulsating rhythms of a dancer's step, to allow our spirits to be lifted, connecting our highest hopes and ideals to movement and melody, envisioning a wellspring of limitless possibilities in our collective future. For song and dance are both borderless and boundless. And when genius speaks in any tongue, the entire world will hear it and listen.
Good evening, and welcome to Millennium Stage. Please give a warm welcome to the Washington National Opera Orchestra.
Thank you very much. Very much. Can you hear me? Thank you. My name's David Jones. I've been with the Kennedy Center Opera House Orchestra, also known as the Washington National Opera Orchestra, since 1998. These are my colleagues here from the orchestra. And we're going to begin with a piece by Claude Debussy that he wrote in about 1910. And at that time in Paris, France, famous composers also taught at conservatory, and one of the things they did was they were commissioned to write pieces for examinations. So this piece, the Premier Rhapsody, was written as essentially a final exam for clarinet players that year in 1910. So you'll all get evaluations, and you can grade me once we're done with this. So it was written for clarinet and orchestra. Commonly it's done with piano, but this is a terrific arrangement done by a friend of mine, a great New York City clarinetist named Todd Palmer, for this instrumentation. So we hope you enjoy this. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany Cho, and I am a former K. Fritz Young artist with the Washington National Opera. I'm a recent graduate. And I'm so excited to be joining the members of the Washington National Opera tonight to present 5 Strauss songs arranged for voice and string quartet. These pieces were originally arranged by the Brentano Quartet for Joyce DiDonato. The first piece is Traum durch die Dämmerung, literally translating into Dream into Dusk. This piece portrays the serene and beautiful walk of the evening as you go see a loved one. The second piece is All mein Gedanken, and this translates to all my thoughts, my heart, and my mind. And this song talks about how no bridge, no water, no wall or gate can keep one from their love. And Strauss beautifully portrays the sometimes chaotic and excited nature of new and young love in this piece.
All mein Gedanken, mein Herz und mein
In contrast to that last piece, this next piece is Du meines Herzens Krönelein. And this piece is an intimate love letter, and it portrays the soft adoration and tender devotion rather than fiery passion or new love. Ach lieb, ich muss nun scheiden is Ach, my love, I must now leave. And this is the farewell between lovers. And the speaker laments that parting is painful, but love always remains strong and tender. And it also speaks of how nature even weeps for their parting. And to round out this set, we will be ending with Die Nacht. And this was actually included in the first collection of songs Strauss ever wrote. And this song is about the beauty, but also the danger of the night that can steal everything. And Strauss does a beautiful job of exploring the anxiety, but also beauty and inevitability of nature and the cycle of life and love.
While we're readjusting for the next piece, I just want to say a few words about us. We are members of the Washington National Opera Orchestra, so we absolutely love working with singers like Tiffany, who has sung with us many times. And coming up, we're excited about doing Aida next month. It's their opening opera of the season. And after that, Marriage of Figaro. So those are some wonderful, terrific operas we all hope that you'll come to. In addition, we perform for all the ballet programming here at the Kennedy Center. And next week, we'll be doing a program with the Stuttgart Ballet, and we'll be doing Onegin, which is a fantastic, very romantic and passionate ballet. I watched it on YouTube, and it hasn't been here for over 30 years. It's one of Stuttgart's they're really well known for this ballet, and the music is by Tchaikovsky. So we're doing 7 performances of that next week, and we hope you'll show up for that too. And the next piece we're going to do is by Ravel, and it's a huge piece for harp, and our harpist, Susan, will explain it all to you.
So I'm not going to talk. Uh-oh. You can tell this is not my forte. There are several of us that actually have to be at a rehearsal at 7 p.m. over in the concert hall. So I'm quickly going to mention, while we're on the subject of Ravel, that the NSO is playing. It should be a total knockout of a concert. It's the full Daphnis and Chloe ballet with their music director, Nozeda, conducting. And the box office is right around the corner. If you're around this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it really is going to be quite an event. So we're going to offer you a little Ravel appetizer, which has an interesting backstory. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the concert harp works. This instrument is really a very modern instrument. My husband plays a violin that was built in 1763. I'm sure you've all heard about, violins that cost millions of dollars and are hundreds of years old. Well, that doesn't happen with the harp, in large part because a harp like this just did not exist at that time. This harp was invented in the early 19th century by a company called Erard, and it's called a double-action pedal harp. And the pedals, which hopefully you'll be able to actually see, they're not like the pedals on a piano. There are 7 of them, a pedal for every degree of the scale, and they actually physically change the pitch on the strings. So what that means is that with my 47 strings, I have, the ability to play complex, harmonically complex music, and also I have almost the same range as a concert grand piano with its 88 keys. So the 19th century was a kind of full of ferment in the harp world. There were lots of trial and error along the way, and many ideas that were, developed and discarded. Erard had pretty much established itself in the early part of the 19th century, and then several decades later, a company called Pleyel developed something that they called the chromatic harp. So this harp had 2 rows of strings strung like that, crossed. It was a cross-strung harp. I don't know how anyone played it. And to popularize their invention, they commissioned Claude Debussy to write a piece that would feature it. So not unlike this piece, it's for harp and strings. It was a small chamber ensemble that featured the harp in a soloistic way. And then the Erard company was like, hey, wait a minute. So they went and they commissioned Ravel to write a piece for their instrument, which apparently he tossed off in about a week. But one of the things that I love about this is that Ravel, he was such a master, of orchestration and so forth, and you could see that he really pulled out all the stops so that you could, the audience would hear the full range of what the instrument was capable of, all the effects, the various timbres and sonorities. And the end result was that the chromatic harp sort of fell by the wayside, and the double-action pedal harp remained pretty much the gold standard, and it's the standard concert harp today in the 21st century. And fortunately for harpists, it meant that our repertoire was enriched by these 2 amazing chamber pieces, which are very frequently performed, and I'm very happy for you, the audience, that you get to hear one of them today. That is the end of the concert. I need to go tune another. I need to go tune another harp in the concert hall now.
Thank you for joining us at Millennium Stage.